Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Time now for Cavalier Between the Games. Let's see what's in store for today.
For your entertainment between today's Cavalier games, Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV are excited to bring you an episode of The Adventures of Babe Ruth. Today's episode comes from April 23, 1934, and is entitled Dutch Reaver.
Play ball! Play ball with Babe Ruth! Play ball with the Navy! The United States Navy brings you the adventures of Babe Ruth. And here to tell you about the immortal Babe is the man who knew him so well, his pal, the popular sports reporter, Steve Martin.
Before we move along to the dramatic story of how the Babe saved Dutch Reaver's whole future, maybe I ought to ask, what about your future? Ever think of how the Naval Reserve could help you? Any successful man will tell you that you can't go any place without a specialized knowledge, a skill of some kind. And in the Naval Reserve, which is an entirely voluntary organization, you can be trained in one of the many naval skills. You can get knowledge. And knowledge is money, it's security, and success.
And, Steve, there's a variety of skills that can be learned. You know, the Naval Reserve, like the regular Navy, is a three-way team, operating on land, sea, and in the air. And there are numberless skills to be taught in each one of them, and taught well, so that a naval reservist can be absolute tops in a civilian job as well. Use your spare time to advantage. Join the United States Naval Reserve, your hometown Navy. Now, here's Steve Martin again, and the adventures of Babe Ruth.
This story starts in the North Woods on the opening day of the deer season. The Babe and I had driven up in his big car, and when we parked the car and started into the woods, we had plenty of company. Dutch Reaver, the Cleveland pitcher, came in right behind us.
If I'd known you were coming up here, Ruth, I'd have stayed home. You're so lucky you'll get every deer in the woods.
Oh, why don't you make another record, Dutch? I hear that lucky stuff every time I hit a home run off you. Now, let's go, Steve.
Now, wait a minute, Big Shot. There's something else I want to tell you. You're not only a no-good lucky jerk, but you're a big-mouth punk.
And get lost, will you? Let's go. Come on, Steve.
You yellow.
I never saw you take half that from anybody, Babe. How come you took it from Dutch Reaver?
I know how it is with him, Steve. He's sore because I've always been able to hit him like I owned him.
Well, sure, I know.
Besides, he's had a lot of tough luck.
Huh?
Sickness in his family. Big bills, you know. Well, let's forget him. We came up here for fun. Hey.
Huh?
Hey, look. Oh, that's a 10-point buck if I ever saw one.
Wow.
Wait till he hits that clearing, Steve, and then we'll let him have it.
Okay. Here he comes.
Drop him. Hey, Steve, that scream. That was a man. Come on. Holy smokes. On the other side of the clearing. Now, where is it? Oh, wait a minute. There he is, on the ground.
Babe, it's Dutch Reaver.
Hey, come on, let's get him to a doctor. How is he, Doctor? How's Dutch Reaver?
He'll be all right, Mr. Ruth.
Oh, that's great.
But he's lost the sight of his right eye.
Huh? Oh, no.
I'm sorry. The eye will look the same, but the optic nerve...
But, Doctor, can you be sure?
Babe Ruth.
Yes, Dutch.
Come in here. I want to see you.
Can we see him, Doctor?
Yes, for a minute or two. Right in here.
The doc says you're going to be okay, Dutch.
That wasn't the way you planned it, was it?
What?
You wanted to knock me off and then say I got killed in a hunting accident.
What do you say?
Now, look here, Dutch. Shut up, Martin. Sure, that's what you wanted, babe. You wouldn't fight me. You never had the guts for that. But you hated me because I showed you up for a yellow belly. And you hid in the woods and shot me.
Now, wait, Dutch, wait a minute.
So I couldn't tell the whole world that their big hero, the great Babe Ruth, is yellow.
Dutch, you're wrong.
You're crazy.
You'd better leave. He's getting too excited.
Yes. Come on, Babe.
Now, look, Doctor, I'm paying all Reber's medical expenses. Now, if there's any way to save his eye, hospitals, specialists, anything, shoot the works. I'll foot the bill.
It's impossible to save his eye.
Steve, listen. You too, Doctor. I want both of you to promise you won't tell a soul about Dutch's eye.
Why not?
Because if it gets out, some ball player will start dribbling those little bunts to Dutch's blind side. And when they see Dutch mess him up, the other players will have to bunt too, and they'll bunt him right out of baseball.
But, Babe, you don't mean you think Dutch can still play?
Of course he can. His arm wasn't hurt. He's got a couple of big seasons left to put himself and his family on their feet. If you fellas will keep your mouths shut.
Naturally, we promised. And when the next season rolled around, Dutch was taking his regular pitching turn for the Indians and looking as good as ever. But against the big fella, Dutch looked like Superman. And that was the strange thing, because where before the big fella used to hit Dutch like he owned him, well, now Dutch seemed to own the Babe. After a series in Cleveland where Dutch horse-collared the Babe in 2 games, I collared the big fella on the train back to New York. Babe, you've got to stop easing up on Dutch.
I'm not easing up on him, Steve.
Now, don't give me that. You're hitting all the other pitches, but when you get up against Dutch, you play dead.
I can't understand.
Now, look, Babe, this race is between us and Cleveland, which means it's between you and Dutch Reber. Now, they're pitching Dutch against us twice in each series, and everybody knows that as you go, so go the Yankees. So if we lose the pennant, it'll be your fault.
Look, Steve, I give you my word, I'm not easing up on Dutch.
What is it, then?
I don't know. But when I get up there against him and he gives me that dirty laugh, I see his blind eye. The eye that only we know can't see. And, Steve, I keep thinking, maybe I did it. And then, well, he's got the Indian sign on me.
Dutch and the Indians kept the sign on the big fella. And when Cleveland came into New York for the final series of the season, they were leading by 1 percentage point. All they needed was an even split of the 4 games, and they were in. But the Yankees had to take 3 out of the 4 to win the flag. And then those ugly rumors started. As the whole country expected, Dutch Reber pitched the first game and beat us. Twice, with Yankees on the bases, Babe banged into a double play. And that night, the rumors got uglier and louder. The Yankees took the second and third games, when Babe broke up each contest with a terrific home run. But then the 4th game, the big one came up. I was shaving, getting ready to go to the ballpark when the phone rang. It was my editor. He said that the Babe had benched himself, and he wanted me to hop over and check on it.
It's true, Steve. I'm going to sit this one out. I'm going to let young Myers play left field.
Oh, you're crazy, Babe. You can't do that.
Sure I can. Huggins got sick again last night. He put me in charge of the team.
But Babe, listen.
It's no use arguing, Steve. This is for the good of the team.
Now, you've got to listen to me, Babe. You've got to play today. Otherwise, people will believe you don't want to win this game.
Nuts. I know what I've got to do. It's time to go out now. See you after the game.
The Indians got a run in the very first inning. They didn't get any more, but with Dutch Reber sharp as a razor and setting the Yanks down in order, that one Cleveland run loomed as big as a mountain. There wasn't the noise there ought to be from that huge crowd, and I knew that plenty of fans were wondering about those rumors. Then in the 7th inning, Charlie Cochran of the Sun got a phone call, and when he told me about it, I raced out of the press box and down into the tunnel to the Yankee dugout. I called the Babe out. Now, Babe, listen, I just heard this. The reporters have got it. They say the players want to bunt on Reber, but you won't let them.
You reporters got longer ears than donkeys.
Yes, and loud typewriters, too. Don't forget that. Babe, you've got to let them bunt.
What's the matter with you, Steve? You know about Dutch's blind eye.
Sure, but
if we start bunting on him and he falls on his face, everybody will know about it. He'll never pitch another game.
Even if that's so,
It is so. Steve, I can't do it to him.
Babe, do you realize they're saying that you want to lose this game, that the gamblers are paying you to?
Nobody will believe that story about me. Anyhow, maybe we won't lose.
You mean you're going to tell the boys to bunt?
No.
Well, then how...
Never mind. I got to get back to the game, Steve.
There was nothing more I could do, and I went upstairs feeling as if I was gone to the funeral of my best friend. It was the last of the night. The Yanks were still 1 run behind, and Dutch had set the first 2 men down swinging. And then... Joey Sewell smacked a liner at the Cleveland shortstop, who bobbled it, and Sewell was safe on first. The fans made a little noise then, but there wasn't much hope in them. Not with young Myers, who hadn't had a hit coming up. And then I blinked and didn't believe it when I saw that big man with the pipe stem legs walking up to the plate, swinging 3 bats. But the public address had it.
Attention, please. Number 3, Luke, batting for Myers.
My heart was hammering against my ribs, and I wanted to call out to the big fella, but I couldn't. I was frozen. I wanted to yell to him not to try this crazy thing. If he bungled it, and the chances were 100 to 1 that he would, they'd say he put himself into the game to make sure the Yankees lost. The crowd hushed down, and not even the reporters made a sound. The big fella went for the first 2 pitches, swinging late. I could see Dutch Reaver's teeth as he laughed and called something at the babe. Then he threw 2 bad pitches, trying to get the big fella to go for them. Babe let him go. Then he fouled one. And then Dutch missed the corner for a 3rd ball. Dutch looked Babe over for a long time before the next pitch, giving him that sneering grin. And then he went into his wind-up and let fly. The big fella swung. It was as long a home run as I've ever seen, and the Yankees had won the pennant. But how had the big fella done it? Well, I asked him about it in the clubhouse when the happy players finally stopped banging him on the back. Babe, how'd you do it?
I don't know, Steve. I just knew I had to hit a homer. It was the only way I could beat Dutch and still keep his secret.
Oh, brother, that's one for the books. It's the only time in history that a pitcher won by losing a big game.
You can say that again, Martin.
Oh. Hello, Dutch. I suppose you came in here to pick a fight, huh?
No, babe. I just heard that your boys wanted to bunt on me, but you wouldn't let them.
Who told you that, malarkey?
Never mind. I also know about those gambler rumors. I just want to say I had you wrong, babe. You're a pretty swell guy. Will you shake hands?
Sure. I'll tell you this right now, Dutch. The jinx you had on me is over. From here in, every time you pitch to me, duck.
I don't know whether you know it or not, but the United States Naval Reserve groups in various parts of the country have really active sports programs. In my town, the Reserve has, in the regular seasons, baseball, football, and basketball teams, and, well, I can tell you that those Navy guys are right up at the top in all the leagues.
Well, that's because they're good friends as well as teammates, isn't it, Steve?
That's right, Jack. They train, learn, and play together. Great friendships are made that way.
Of course, there's more than sports and friendships. The Naval Reserve gives you a chance to train yourself in your spare time. And training means security, and don't forget it. If you're a veteran, you'll probably go into the Naval Reserve with the same rating you held when you were discharged. If you're not, you've got plenty of chances for promotion. And on top of all that, every Naval Reservist has an opportunity to qualify for retirement benefits. You can play and learn and serve with the U.S. Naval Reserve. Join your hometown Navy. Talk it over with your Navy recruiting officer.
Next week, I hope to tell you something about the babe when he was just beginning his career in the majors. The story of how he had to learn the lesson of his life the hard way. Well, see you then.
Goodbye, Steve Martin. The Adventures of Babe Ruth is written by Ben Peter Freeman, produced by Woody Close, directed by Ronald Dawson, and is brought to you each week at this same time by the United States Navy.
We hope you've enjoyed today's episode in the Adventures of Babe Ruth. Stay tuned as the second game of today's Cavalier doubleheader is coming right up.
Coming up next is Game 2 of today's Cavalier doubleheader on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Slayton's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Slayton's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Slayton's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Slayton's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Slayton's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball is on the air. The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV proudly brings you today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Join us as we follow the Cavs while they battle their way through the Chippewa River Baseball League.
Fly ball into left field! Could it be? Could it be? Way back! Toss the fence and it's out of here! It's a 3-run home run and the Cavaliers take the lead!
And now, out to the ballpark for coverage of today's game.
And welcome back to Grudem Field. And we are just about ready to get game number 2 started. Cavaliers capture game 1, 10-0 after 6 innings. And in game 2, leading off for the Cavaliers, the designated hitter, Josh Garcia. Garcia went 2 for 4 in game 1 and scored 2 runs. On the mound for the Sturgeons in game 2 is Trevor Bovey. He's got a 3.00 earned run average. And the first pitch is a swing and a miss for strike 1. He's thrown 3 innings and has a 1-0 record, given up 5 hits and struck out 2. The 0-1 pitch, ground ball to third. It gets through into left field, and Garcia is on with a single. That's going to bring up Caden Erickson. Erickson went 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored in game 1. On deck is Jack Redwine. Here's the pitch. It's an inside. Defensively for the Sturgeons, Esslinger still at third, Mitch Howard at short, Krummenauer still at second. Throw over to first, it gets away, and down to second goes Garcia. Bobby Soran is playing first base, and that ball got away from him. Out in the outfield, it's Sikora, Hobley, and Dennis. Going from left to right, just like it was in game 1. Behind the plate is Bo Snyder. Swing and fouled off. And as we said, on the mound is Trevor Bowie. Runner at second in Josh Garcia. And the pitch fouled back into the screen. One ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out, and the 1-2 pitch is in the dirt for ball 2. Glad to have you back with us from Grudem Field. Yeah, don't confuse it with the NFL coach.
Coach Grudem.
There's the pitch. And that one got Caden Erickson right around the belt. So Erickson is at first. That's going to bring up Jack Redwine. So now runners at first and second, nobody out. And the pitch. In the dirt, and the runners advance. It was outside, and Bo Snyder had to scramble to be able to block that. So now Garcia's on third, Erickson on second. 1 ball, no strikes to Redwine. And the pitch. So it was a swing and a miss for a strike. There's the pitch. Fly ball out into left field, shallow left field. Coming in, making the catch is Sikora. And it wasn't deep enough to allow anybody to advance. going to bring up Cooper Kapanke. Cooper went 0 for 1 in game 1. He did score a run. Drew a couple walks. Also hit a sacrifice fly. Pitch is outside. 1 down, runners at second and third. And the pitch. Fly ball out into center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. 2 runs are going to come in to score as Kapanke heads towards second. It's going to be close there. And they got him at second. So give Kapanke credit for a base hit. And then he was thrown out 8-6. He also picked up 2 RBIs. Campbell Kapanke at the plate, and the first pitch is a ball. And he hits a high fly ball to right field. Moving over is Dennis, and he makes the catch. But for the Cavaliers, they pick up 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors. Well, there was an error that allowed a runner to advance. And nobody left on base. So the Cavaliers take a 2-0 lead into the bottom of the first inning. And you're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
I love the pizza we get when we go to Gino's Pizza.
That's because Gino's has been voted best pizza in the Chippewa Valley 5 years in a row.
I think it's because Gino's uses the freshest ingredients, premium quality meats, cheeses, savory spices, and zesty toppings, and all served with attention to detail.
Now you're making me hungry. Let's head to Gino's Pizza.
Scott and the rest of the folks at Gino's Pizza would like to invite you to come out and try the area's best pizza. Call about Monday through Wednesday dine-in specials at 715-835-2000. That's Gino's Pizza at 5110 Fairview Drive, Eau Claire, right next to Chaos Water Park.
And I want to remind you that our Gino's player of the game today is Ben Boda. In game 1, he scored a run, and that means everybody going out to Gino's tomorrow, if you mention Ben's name, you get a free appetizer for your table. On the mound for the Cavaliers, they threw a curveball at us. I didn't look that carefully at actually it's what he said on the sheet too. But Tyson Woodcock is on the mound. For the Cavaliers. He's had 1 appearance, he's thrown 1 inning. He's got a pretty hefty earned run average right now. It's at 18 because in that 1 inning that he threw, he gave up 2 runs. So he's looking to bring that down a tad bit. Leading off, Evan Dennis. Dennis went 0 for 3 in game 1 and struck out 3 times looking. First pitch was high for a ball. Woodcock delivers. He got a strike call. Different umpire behind the plate and a little more delayed on his calls. That's fine. That pitch missed outside. Just like the batters have to get used to what the umpire is going to call, we have to get used to when the umpire is going to call. High pop-up And the catch is made by Cade Mueller over at third base. Cavaliers on the infield, Mueller at third, Boda at short, Caden Erickson at second, Cooper Kapanke at first, Connor O'Reilly behind the plate, and Tyson Woodcock on the mound. And the first pitch is a called strike to Austin Sikora, who went 0 for 3. The outfield for the Cavaliers, Campbell Kapanke, Luke Erickson, and Jack Redwine going from left to right. Line foul down the first base line. Dan, you know what I saw is available over at that concession stand right now?
What?
Hot dogs.
Hey-o. We know all about those things.
Yeah, we do. We might have to send Dan on a road trip here. Foul ball back into the screen. Woodcock looking in. And delivers. And that missed. And a called strikeout to Austin Sikora. Tristan Habley, 0 for 3 in game one. And that pitch missed. Here's the wind in the pitch. And that got him on the elbow. Hobley goes to first. That's going to bring up Bobby Soran. Two down. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Runner on first. Soren went 1 for 3 in game one. And it's a strike called on the inside corner. Yes, Soren got one of the 2 hits that the Sturgeons got. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Actually, I guess he did get a piece of it. Tyson Woodcock at the belt, and he delivers. Line shot to short. Grabbed there by Bo to throw over to first in time for the third out. So, for the Sturgeons, no runs, no hits, no Cavalier errors. 1 man left on base. And you're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
Hey, can you chop the pineapple? Chop the pineapple.
Nope. I'm high. How about I wash off the grapes?
Yes.
Okay.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
I want tacos. Will you drive? I'm a little toasty.
Nope. I'm high. Let's order in.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, but with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. And you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
And a new rump on the bump for the Sturgeons is Will Jacobson. So Bovey gets 1 inning pitched. He gave up 2 runs. And both of them were earned. And a line shot out into left field by Cade Mueller. Mueller was 0 for 1 in game 1. And he gets off the snide with that one. So Mueller safe on first, brings up extra hitter Cole Timon. And the first pitch misses. And a call strike to Timon. Timon waiting for the pitch. And that was a little high for a ball. 2 balls and a strike. Timon went 0 for 4 in game 1. Trying very hard to get his bat uncorked. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Counts even at 2-2. And the pitch. It's in the dirt. Runner goes. And Mueller checks in at second. And the count is full to Cole Timon. Jacobson at the belt. And he delivers. Line shot over towards short. Mishandled by the shortstop. And in safely at first is Cole Timon. And that's going to be an error on the shortstop. Did move Mueller over to third. And evidently, even though Timon is the extra hitter, they can put a courtesy runner in because he caught the first game. And no, they're not going to. And Ryan Bemnister caught it just before Timon crossed the foul line. Had he crossed the foul line, probably would have been an out. But so at the plate is our Geno's player of the game with runners on the corner. Mueller at third, Timon at first, Ben Boda at the plate. He scored in game 1, so you do have the free appetizer coming from Geno's for your table. That's tomorrow. Just mention Ben's name when you get out there. And Dan just went on a mission of mercy, brought back hot dogs for us in here. Nobody out. 2 on. Ben Boda at the plate. Here's the pitch. Fly ball out into left field. And it was a base hit. Just out of our view. And it was an RBI single. As Mueller came in to score. Cole Timon at second. And Connor O'Reilly at the plate. First pitch fouled off on the right side, and it's just out of play. O'Reilly went 1 for 2 in game 1, scored a run. O'Reilly wears those high socks, red socks with navy blue stripes and white piping around those navy blue stripes. And it was a strike called. Two runners on. Nobody out. 1 run in. Here's the pitch. That one's high. Jacobson at the belt. Time called. Connor O'Reilly called time. Was taking a little longer than he wanted. Now he steps back in. Jacobson at the belt. And the pitch. High pop-up. Infield fly rule. Batter should be out, and he is. Base umpire called the infield fly. So, 1 out. Luke Erickson at the plate. Erickson went 0 for 3. First pitch is outside. The 1-0 pitch. High. Oh, it's off his helmet. I guess that qualifies as high, doesn't it? That's the second Cavalier batter hit by the pitch in game 2. Takes us back to the top of the order with the bases loaded now to Josh Garcia. He singled in the first inning, scored a run. Timon at third, Boda at second, Erickson, that's Luke Erickson at first. And a ground ball over to third, throw to the plate for 1, and that's all they're going to get. So Garcia is on with a fielder's choice. And Timon is out at the plate. So 2 down, and Boda's at third. Luke Erickson at second. Josh Garcia at first, and Caden Erickson at the plate. He's the other player who's been hit by the pitch. And the first pitch is inside for a ball. Three to nothing. Cavaliers on top. We're in the top of the second inning. Here's the pitch. Chopper foul. And you chop that one off his shin. typical Caden Erickson style. He's kind of laughing it off. Jacobson at the belt, and he delivers. Line shot out into toward right field, but hauled in by Krummenauer. So a liner to 4 for Caden Erickson, and the Cavaliers are finally out with 1 run on 2 hits. There was 1 error, and the bases were left loaded. So we've played an inning and a half, and it's Cavaliers 3 and the Sturgeons nothing. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
Let NLWN-2 and the Northern Light Webcasting Network bring you some tough semi-pro gridiron action. Our next broadcast will be on Saturday, June 10th, when we will bring you the Eau Claire Cowboys taking on the Midwest Warriors from Simpson Field on the UW Eau Claire campus. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-2 begins with Cowboy Kickoff at 3:35 p.m. That's live Eau Claire Cowboy football on Saturday, June 10th on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2.
Back here at Grudem Field as we head to the bottom of the second inning. First pitch from Tyson Woodcock. There's a little low and inside to Jake Esslinger. Esslinger went 0 for 2 in game 1. Here's the pitch, and it's fouled away. Be awake up there, Cassie. Here's the wind and the pitch. Long fly ball out into left field. That's way back. It's off the fence. Erickson gets it back in. And so Esslinger gets a double to center. It's going to bring up Ryan Krummenauer. Krummenauer went 0 for 1. Woodcock looks at second. Now delivers. That just missed. It was a belt-high fastball. Dan, you were saying as we were away for a break that, and the pitch misses. Oh, it is called strike. That you like the three-quarter style of Woodcock.
Yes, just a little something else that they have to think about.
Yeah, different look. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Woodcock at the belt. He looks at second and delivers. And it's fouled away. And now the pitch. That one's in the dirt. Kind of got hung up in the umpire's feet there. He almost went head over tea kettle. Everybody's okay. Nobody went anywhere they didn't need to go.
Good job by Connor Riley to block that one.
Woodcock ready to deliver. Here's the pitch. Ground ball over to second, scooped up by Erickson, throw over to first, and scooped out by Kapanke. So Mitch Howard moves over to, or Esslinger moves over to third, and Mitch Howard comes to the plate. He went 0 for 2. Mitch Howard at shortstop. First pitch is outside. And here's the pitch. Foul back into the screen. Bounced all the way practically out to the pitcher's mound. That's why you got to be a little bit careful in there at the plate.
Yeah, I can go right up to the top and like that one, come right back out onto the field. Yeah, it's only 10 feet probably to the backstop.
Well, it's a little more than that, but not a whole lot. Two balls and one strike to Mitch Howard. And the pitch. That missed outside. 3 balls and a strike. And the pitch swung on. Foul tipped into the glove. Count is full. Here's the wind and the payoff pitch. And it's a called strike. And Mitch Howard just committed the cardinal sin. He took off towards first base, assuming it was ball 4, and before the umpire had a chance to make his call, and umpire rung him up. It's just one of those things you don't do in baseball.
Yeah, I think he kind of gave up on that one a little early. He started already walk down first.
Pete Thaler at the plate. Thaler had the other hit for the Sturgeons in game 1. He went 1 for 2. He's the designated hitter in this game. Check swing strike. And that one got Thaler. Kind of got behind him there. That's the second hitter that Woodcock has hit today. So each team has 2 players that have been hit by the pitch. And Will Jacobson. Or check that.
Number 6.
That is Trevor Bovey. At any rate, Erickson makes the put out.
6-4.
And the Sturgeons get nothing. So, after 2 innings, it's the Cavaliers 3 and the Sturgeons nothing on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Let Menominee Eye and Optical help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comroe provide both comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract and LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, diabetic retinopathy, glaucoma, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eye care for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, located at 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality, personalized care for you and your family.
the Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Back here at Grudem Field. Cavaliers coming up to bat. Jack Redwine will lead it off by Cooper Kopenke and Campbell Kopenke. Jack Redwine, last time up at bat, flew out to left field. Trevor Bovey on the mound for the Jim Falls Sturgeons.
Yeah, that's because his 6 looks an awful lot like an 8. That's how we got confused and thought maybe Will Jacobson was out there.
So the lefty comes to the plate for the Cavs. First pitch gets him in the helmet. And he looks like he's good to go. He'll walk his way down to first base. Oh, that's the third batter today hit by a pitch in this this game for the Cavaliers. So Cooper Kopenke comes to the plate. Follows it back. 0-1. Jack Redwine's on first. Takes his lead. Here's the stretch. Foul down the right side. 0-2. Sturgeons looking to pick up, split the series here today. There's a shot down the left field, foul. Jack got a good jump at first. So we'll do it again. Bovey's at the belt. Just a little low. 1-2 to Cooper Kopenke. Bovey takes a look over at first. Here's the pitch. Shot up down to the shortstop. Flip to second, and it gets away. So Jack Redwine will be in at second. Cooper.
Going to be an error on the shortstop.
He tried to glove it over there to the second baseman and just threw it over his head.
Actually, Kopenke gets on a fielder's choice, and the error on the shortstop is applied with Jack Redwine going to second. Thank you, Dan, for filling in there. Well, I had a chance to eat those hot dogs that you so graciously brought over. Oh, my goodness, they're good here.
Yeah, that's, I don't know what number that is of hot dogs. But
we've had our share. Pitch is high and away for a ball. Campbell Kopenke. Flew to right his last trip up. And the pitch is high for a ball. 2 on, nobody out. And the pitch. That's ball 4. And Campbell did that right. He stood and waited for the umpire to make the call before he took off. So the bases are loaded. It brings up Cade Mueller, who singled and scored a run. And the pitch, fly ball out into left center field. Moving over is Hobley, makes a catch, but it's going to be a sacrifice fly because in to score is Jack Redwine. So Mueller gets an RBI, a sacrifice fly. Redwine scores, making it Cavaliers 4 and the Sturgeons nothing. Cole Timon at the plate. Fly ball out into center field, drifting back is Hobley, makes the catch. Runner at second. Made it to third. It was a good throw by Hobley into Elsinger, and he just couldn't quite hang on the ball as he applied the tag. And so in safely at third is Cooper Kapanke. So Ben Boda at the plate, singled, RBI single his last time up. And it's a pop foul out of play. That was kind of heading over in the direction of my car.
Right into the dirt pile over here.
Yeah, there it is sitting on the... Yeah, we don't want to give them any directions as which way to go with those. That was too close to my car the way it was. And says, yeah, you left your windows open. Runner at first goes, and no throw. One down. I checked that. There's two down. And pitch is in the dirt. Bovee looking in. Full count. Payoff pitch. Fouled away. Count holds at 3-2. Two runners on. Cooper Kapanke at third. Campbell Kapanke at second. And a fly ball out into shallow center field. Hobley coming in. He makes the catch for out number 3. Tristan Hobley made all 3 outs of that inning. But for the Cavaliers, they do pick up 1 run on no hits. There was an error. And 2 were left on base. We've completed 2.5 innings, and it's Cavaliers 4 and the Jim Falls Sturgeons nothing. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood.
Regardless of where you are on your path to retirement, you can still take charge of your financial future today. Visit aceyourretirement.org and answer a few questions from Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach, for free tips, resources, and advice customized for your situation to help you feel confident and prepared for retirement. Retirement looks different for everyone. Make sure you're prepared for your financial future at aceyourretirement.org.
And we're back here at Grudem Field in Jim Falls. Cavaliers looking for a broom salesperson to see if they can sweep the Sturgeons today, which is what they're hoping to do. They were successful in game 1, 10-0, and they're on top in game 2, 4-0. Connor O'Reilly giving Cole Timon a break from behind the plate. Cavs also have one other catcher on their roster, Cade Mueller. Tyson Woodcock on the mound. And the first pitch just missed. 1 ball, no strikes. We're at the top of the order. Evan Dennis. Fly ball out into center field. Luke Erickson under it. He makes the catch. At least Evan Dennis is now making contact with the ball. In the first game, he went down looking 3 times in a row. Now he's popped to third and also flew out to center. Brings up Austin Sikora. He went down looking in his first at-bat this game. Pitch is outside for a ball. That one went right past O'Reilly all the way to the screen. Fortunately, nobody on base and no harm done. Woodcock winds. 2-0 pitch. That missed outside. Three balls, no strikes. And Austin Sikora called strike. And again, I think he thought that was strike or ball 4. He started heading for first base before the umpire made the call. Check swing, and that's ball 4. That brings up Tristan Hobley. And Empire went over, pick up a couple more baseballs. Hobley was hit by the pitch his first trip to the plate. And the pitch. Ground ball foul on the third base side. He's at the belt. That's Woodcock. And the delivery. That one missed. And the pitch. That also misses. And a high pop foul. Again, it's heading over towards my car. That was right over there by my car, where the youngster's going off chasing it. Here comes the pitch. Inside. Three balls, two strikes. Runner on first. One out. And a line shot foul. Down the third base line. Count still full to Tristan Hobley. And the pitch. Line shot. Almost nailed by Erickson. That's going to go as a base hit into right field. Erickson gave it everything he had. He just needed another half-inch of height. And it bounced off the very tip of his glove. He did it all right. He went up and high-pointed the ball and just couldn't quite come down with it.
Yeah, good effort there by Gabe Erickson.
Bobby Saran up with two runners on now. Runners at first and second. First pitch is fouled back. Saran grounded to short his last time up. One out. And the pitch. Soft liner out into center field. It's going to fall in for a base hit. And they get the ball into the infield, and everybody has to hold at one base. Little Texas Leaguer by Bobby Saran puts Austin Sikora on third, Tristan Hobley on second, and Bobby Saran on first. We're going to have a little chat out at the mound.
Yeah, a little defensive strategy.
With one out, bases loaded. Looks like Erickson. And our cameras have temporarily locked up a little bit for you, but it looks like they're coming back. And a broken background ball to third, and Mueller can't quite make the play. That's going to be an error on Mueller as Esslinger gets on first. And Austin Sikora comes in to score. And Esslinger does not get an RBI on that one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think they got the play they wanted. They just didn't execute it.
That's right. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Bases are still loaded with one out. Tyson Woodcock trying to work his way out of the inning. Here's the wind and the pitch. And a strike called. Ryan Krummenauer at the plate. He grounded to second his last time up. Here's the wind and the pitch. Popped foul out of play.
Yeah, first test here for
Tyson Woodcock.
For Tyson.
And a ground ball over to second. Flip to short for one. Throw to first. And he's safe at first. So, Krummenauer grounds into a fielder's choice. And Bobby Soren, or check that, Jake Esslinger is out at second. And Tristan Hobley comes in to score. Krummenauer did pick up an RBI on that. So, Bobby Soren at third. And Ryan Krummenauer at first. Mitch Howard at the plate. And he hits a liner out into left field, and it's going to fall in. Nope, it's going to be caught. So it's taken in out there by Campbell Kapanke. But for the Sturgeons, they pick up 2 runs on 2 hits. There was a Cavalier error, and 2 were left on base. So we've completed 3. And it's the Cavaliers 4 and the Sturgeons 2. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Royal Credit Union's low rates and flexible terms on auto loans can help keep your payments low. Get a great rate on your next car or truck purchase, or refinance an existing vehicle with an auto loan from Royal Credit Union. Royal also offers loans for buying or refinancing boats, UTVs, and other vehicles. Royal Credit Union wants to help keep your payments low. Check rates and apply for a Royal Credit Union vehicle loan online at rcu.org/autorate. Subject to credit approval.
All right, we're back here at Grudem Field talking about getting Dan to show up for the tournament the Cavaliers are in over in Wapaka on July 1st, and he goes, uh-oh, that's my anniversary. And I said, Dan, we're getting hotel rooms, so bring your wife along.
Oh, yeah.
Due up for the Cavaliers in the top of the 4th inning, Connor O'Reilly, Luke Erickson, and then back to the top of the order with Josh Garcia. 4-2, Cavaliers have the lead. Trevor Bovey on the mound. Connor O'Reilly popped out to the first baseman. His first time up, and the first pitch is low for a ball. And the pitch. Line shot out into left field. Drifting back and making the catch is Sikora. It's going to bring up Luke Erickson. Erickson was hit by the pitch. He was really using his head on that play. Waiting for Ann to smack me after that one.
No, you don't have your helmet on.
You're right. And the pitch is high for a ball.
I was just wondering why they run so far away from the line.
And it's high for a ball. And the pitch is inside. Counts 3-0. to Luke Erickson. And that's a called strike. Erickson taking all the way on that one. Bovee looks in, winds and fires, and it's a called strike on the inside corner. Counts full. Here's the wind and the payoff pitch. Liner out into center field, and running over, making the catch is Hobley. So with 2 down, we go to the top of the order, Josh Garcia.
Yeah, Hobley's been busy today in the outfield.
Yeah, he has, and he's been covering good range out there, too. Josh Garcia is 1 for 2. Singled and scored in the first inning, and then grounded into a fielder's choice. First pitch was low and away for a ball. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Hard shot over to short. Handcuffed him a little bit. Throw to first, and safe at first. Got to give an error over there to Howard at short.
Yeah, just got under his glove. Didn't really get away from him.
Nope, but it was one that he routinely should have been able to make. Brings up Caden Erickson. Erickson was hit by a pitch and scored, and hit a hard liner to the second baseman. Pitch is inside. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 down, runner on first. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is a time when you might see Garcia take off for second, because if he's thrown out, Erickson will get a clean set of balls and strikes when he comes up next inning. Here he goes. Throw over to first, throw to second, and it gets through into left field.
Yeah, Garcia gets a great jump every time.
He did, but again, a clean throw, actually a clean catch, would have possibly had him at second. Now we have a runner in scoring position. And the throw is high for a ball. Caden Erickson at the plate. Two balls and a strike. Jack Redwine on deck. And the pitch. Runner goes, throw down to third, and in safely is Garcia. And Dan, you are absolutely right about that. He got a heck of a jump that time.
Yeah, he was already 3/4 of the way by the time the pitcher threw the ball.
That comes from studying the pitcher and know when he's made up his mind to go to the plate. Pitch is inside, ball 4. Erickson gets a walk. Brings up Jack Redwine. He was also hit by a pitch. Three Cavaliers have been hit by the pitch today. You'd think that Tyler Herman was back on the roster. Pop foul out of play. Look out, Cassie. You know, Tyler did believe in that. If you can't hit the ball, let the ball hit you. 2 years ago, he set the team record for number of times being hit by the pitch. Soft liner out into center field. It's going to fall in for a base hit. And coming into second is Red Wine. Red Wine hits an RBI double. So Garcia scores. That's an unearned run. Well, there were 2 outs with an error, so of course it's unearned. But Erickson's on third, Red Wine at second. Cooper Kapanke at the plate. First pitch is a ball. And next pitch is inside for a ball. Kapanke singled and then grounded into a fielder's choice. And the pitch. Grounded foul on the third base side. Kapanke's fielder's choice that he grounded into is one of those rare ones that did not result in an out. He hit it hard. He hit it long. And it's foul. Yes, a fielder's choice. He had Jack Redwine on first, and when he hit the ball, they tried to make the put out at second on Redwine, and they dropped the ball. So Kapanke was on a fielder's choice, and Redwine was safe. Ground ball, fair ball, right down the third baseline. 2 runs coming in, and Cooper Kapanke checks in with a double. And he picks up 2 RBI. Caden Erickson and Jack Redwine come in to score. Campbell Kapanke.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. Just get it into the outfield and get on base.
And run like crazy.
Run like crazy.
Campbell Kapanke is up. He's 0 for 1. Fly ball out into left field. Diving catch and can't make the catch. And Campbell Kapanke in with a double. And Cooper comes in to score. That's the 4th run across the plate for the Cavaliers this inning. Cade Mueller is up. And the pitch is a called strike on the inside corner. Mueller is 1 for 1. He singled and scored back in the second inning. He also had an RBI sacrifice fly. Ground ball foul down the third base line. Bovee looks over at second, now delivers. And it missed outside. Cade Mueller. One ball and 2 strikes. Kapanke with the lead at second. Pitches outside. Counts even at 2-2. And the pitch. Swing and foul back. Count holds at 2-2. Mueller kind of got fooled by that one, but he hung in there and at least got a piece of it. Two balls, two strikes. Runner on second, Campbell Kapanke. And the pitch. Soft liner to third, throw over to first, and he's safe at first. No, they called him out. I can't believe that. He was a full body length past the base when the ball got there, and he called him out. He asked for help with the home plate umpire, no help coming, and they called him out. Ryan Bemnister is having a discussion with the umpire, and he's saying he didn't see it. And the base umpire then called him out, and actually kind of missed that one, I think. So it has to go as a 5-3 ground out, but the Cavaliers do pick up 4 runs on 3 hits. They were all doubles. And 1 error. And so, after 3.5, it's the Cavaliers 8 and the Jim Falls Sturgeons 2. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame. Our next broadcast will be on Wednesday, June 7th, when we will bring you the Cavaliers hosting the Holman Features from Carson Park. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 7:05 p.m. That's live Cavalier baseball on Wednesday, June 7th on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
New pitcher on the mound for the Cavaliers is Jalen Pascal. So Woodcock gets 3 innings pitched. He gave up 2 runs. They were both earned. And let's see, he gave up 2 hits. Struck out 2. And he walked 1. And 2 were hit by pitch. Jalen Pascal on the mound. Pascal has a 2.25 ERA. And no wins, no losses. And Pete Thaler is leading off for the Sturgeons. And the first one's in the dirt. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Check swing, strike 3 called. So stepping to the plate now is A.J. Schemenauer. He's in for Bovee. He will stay in and pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 1. And strike 2 is called on a fastball. And the pitch. He reaches for it, grounds it over to second. Erickson can't make a clean play, and it's an error on Caden Erickson. That's going to bring up Evan Dennis.
Yeah, Jalen Pasco has a little pop to this pitch.
Fastball high for a ball. And it's fouled back into the screen. And the pitch. That's high and away for a ball. And the pitch. It's a called strike. And it's fouled right into the glove for strike three. That's going to bring up Austin Sikora. Sikora's 0 for 1. He went down looking, and then he walked and scored. And it's a strike called. And that hits Sikora.
Just grazed his jersey.
So that'll bring up Tristan Hobley, who singled and scored in his last appearance. 2 runners on. Two down. Fly ball. And it falls in. And coming in to score is Schemenauer. That was a broken bat single. Scoring A.J. Schemenauer, and it moved Sikora over to second. Fly ball to right field. Can't get there. And another run comes in to score. Redwine took a couple steps in and realized, no, it was the other way he needed to go. And Bobby Saran with the double. So now runners at second and third. And the score is now 8-4, Cavaliers on top. Jake Esslinger at the plate. He's doubled and then reached on an error his last time up. Foul ball out of play. And is fouled off the mask. I couldn't tell whose mask, but it fouled off of one of them. And the pitch. Check swing. And he says strike three. So, for the Sturgeons, they pick up 2 runs, both of which were unearned on 2 hits. There was 1 Cavalier error and 2 were left on base. So we've played 4, and it's the Cavaliers 8 and the Sturgeons 4. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
So we head into the top of the 5th inning. Cavaliers on top, 8-4. Due up for the Cavaliers this inning are Cole Timon, Ben Boda, and Connor O'Reilly. Those 3 have hit the ball hard their last appearances. Unfortunately, it found a Sturgeon glove every time.
We got a guy down during warm-ups. I don't know if he stepped on the plate and twisted his foot. I guess he'll be okay.
That's Krummenauer out there at second.
He's still kind of grim.
He's got a little hitch in his giddy up there, doesn't he? Schemenauer now on the mound. The numbers for Trevor Bovey. The first pitch is low. Bovey went 4 innings, gave up 8 runs, 4 of which were earned. On 6 hits, he did not strike anybody out and walked 2. That pitch also misses low. 2 balls, no strikes to Cole Timon. That's a strike called on the inside edge. Here's the pitch. That's high for a ball. Three balls and a strike. And the pitch. Fly ball out towards center field. Hobley loses his footing but hangs on to the ball. He got it falling over. So that brings up Ben Boda, who also flew out to center field his last time up, Boda's also singled, or was an RBI single. It's a lot to say all at once. Here's the pitch. It's off the inside corner. And it's a fly ball to center field. Hobley makes the catch. He made that one kind of exciting, too.
Yeah, he's been busy today.
Brings up Connor O'Reilly. He flew to left last time up. And O'Reilly fouls the first one back into the screen. Schemenauer looks in for the sign and delivers. It's inside for a ball. And the pitch. And it's a strike called at the knees. It's umpire, it's a little disconcerting as slow as he is at making the call. And the pitch. Ground ball, fair ball down the third base line, throw over to first, and Connor O'Reilly beat that out for an infield single.
Yeah, looked like a little jam in the hands.
And we're going to have a courtesy runner for Connor O'Reilly. It's Xavier Bemnister. Bemnister takes his lead. He takes off for second. And Luke Erickson gets hit by the pitch. Boy, we've had a bunch of those today, both teams. That's the fourth Cavalier to be hit by the pitch. And 3 of the Sturgeons have been hit by a pitch. And that was really close inside. It went all the way back to the backstop, and the runners advance. Josh Garcia at the plate. He almost got hit by that one.
Yeah, he had to swing around to avoid the contact.
Garcia's 1 for 3 in this game. Broken bat, grounder out to second. Throw over to first, and he's safe there. It was dropped by the first baseman. And in to score our 2 runs. That's an error on the first baseman that got Garcia there. But it brings in to score Bemnister and Luke Erickson. And he does not get any RBIs for that because he would have been the third out of the inning. Those are also unearned runs. But you know what, Dan? They count in the scorebook.
Yeah, that's right.
I'd say scoreboard, but I don't see one here. The first pitch to Caden Erickson is a called strike. Erickson's walked, been hit by the pitch, and lined out to, and he hits one through the infield into left field. That moves Josh Garcia over to second. So we're in the fifth inning. Top of the fifth. Jack Redwine steps to the plate. Redwine is 1 for 2. Pitch is low for a ball. He had an RBI double his last time up. And the pitch. It's outside. Redwine's 3 for 6 on the day. He scored 4 runs. He's had a pretty good day. And the pitch. Fly ball out to right field. That one's back. That one's back. That one's back. And see you later. A 3-run home run by Jack Redwine. Just as I say, he's had a pretty good day. He put some frosting on that cake.
Yeah, he was getting close today. You know, one off the fence, couple deep. Finally found it.
13-4. Base is empty, and Cooper Kapanke comes to the plate. And a strike called. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's high and inside. Cooper's 2 for 3 in game 2. High fly ball to center field. Hobley circling under it, and he makes the catch for the final out of the inning. But not before the Cavaliers pick up 5 runs on 3 hits, highlighted by that 3-run blast by Jack Redwine. That's what we were saying earlier today, that he just had the build that when he starts making contact, he's going to put it out of the ballpark. So we've completed 4.5, and it's Cavaliers 13 and the Sturgeons 4. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax has just what you need when you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it. Mom's is open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily and until 9 on Fridays with a complete breakfast menu. Lunch includes sandwiches, salads, wraps, and burgers, along with Mom's comfort food favorites, and don't forget dinner on Fridays with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee always hot, the breakfast always delicious, and lunch puts a smile on your face. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax.
All right, we're back here at Grudem Field, and bottom of the 5th inning coming up. Swing and a miss for strike 1 by Ryan Krummenauer. Doesn't look like there's any hitch in his giddy up now. Krummenauer is 0 for 2. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Grounded to second and also grounded into a fielder's choice. That was also starting at second base. And it's fouled back into the screen. Count holds at 0-2. And a foul tip at the plate.
Marilyn, and you're around here? No, you're not. Are you Marilyn? No, she left. Okay, we'll keep drawing then. Unfortunately, our microphone broke on us, so I gotta do this. Manually, huh? Yeah, it makes me walk a little.
And Jalen Pasco on the mound, and he's looking in to Ryan Krummenauer. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called. That's the 4th strikeout by Pasco. And first pitch misses outside to Mitch Howard. And the pitch. That's a strike on the outside corner. There's the wind and the pitch. That missed outside. 2 balls and a strike. Pascal delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Mitch Howard went down looking and then flew out to left. 0 for 2. He was 0 for 2 in game 1 as well. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called. That's going to bring up Pete Thaler. He was hit by a pitch and then went down looking. And a strike called. Here's the wind and the pitch. Ground ball over to first. Toss over to Pasco covering. And that's a 3-1 put out. And the Sturgeons go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We've completed 5. And it's the Cavaliers 13 and the Jim Falls Sturgeons 4. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Ready for a better way to bank? Switch to Royal Credit Union. Royal Credit Union is a financial co-op, not a corporation, so we return earnings to our members. That means you get low or no fees for account services and better rates on deposits and loans. You'll also have all the digital tools you need at your fingertips, so managing your account is easy. Royal is ready to help you discover the credit union difference. Switch to Royal Credit Union today at rcu.org/difference. Insured by NCUA.
I hate deer fly.
And we're back here at Jim Falls. A.J. Schemenauer starting his 2nd inning of work on the mound. And I think we have a new catcher out there for the Sturgeons.
Number 4.
Well, that's Bo Snyder. They were saying that was 9 earlier, but maybe it's the same guy. Maybe we were just misreading their numbers. Oh, yeah.
Walkie's going to pitch next inning. That's his inning.
So, leading off for the Cavaliers, Campbell Kapanke, then Cade Mueller, and Cole Timon. Here's the pitch. It's high for a ball. And a strike called. Pitch, high pop up. Shallow right field. Coming in hard is Dennis, and he makes the catch.
It's a base hit.
Oh, I didn't see it hit the ground. I'm looking through a post here.
Yeah, they kind of debated who was going to catch it, and it landed in between them.
Well, that's what they get for discussing it. So, base hit for Campbell Kapanke. Brings up Cade Mueller. He's 1 for 2. And a sacrifice. Pitch is high for a ball. Here's the pitch. Foul back into the screen. Here's the wind in the pitch. It's inside for a ball. And the pitch. Strike called. Two balls, two strikes. And the pitch. Soft ground ball back to the mound. Throw over to first in time. It does move the runner over. If he would have squared away and made an attempt at bunting that, would have been a sacrifice and wouldn't have counted in his batting average. But he took a full swing at it, and oh well, it got the job done.
That's right, moved a runner.
That brings up Cole Timon. He's been pretty frustrated today. He went 0 for 4 in game 1, and he's 0 for 3 in game 2, so he's 0 for 7 on the day. Here's the pitch. It's out. Oh, called strike on the outside corner. And the pitch. It's high for ball one. One ball, one strike. And the pitch. Foul back into the screen off the mask. One ball, two strikes to Cole Timon. Schemenauer delivers. Low and away, counts even at 2-2. Another CRBL score. We have the Eau Claire Bears leading the Cadott Red Sox 3-0 after 3 innings. I don't know if that's game 1 or game 2. I'm assuming that's probably game 1. Foul back into the screen. And the pitch low for ball 4. Kapanke thought about trying to take third, but decided against it. So Kapanke on second, Timon on first, Ben Boda to the plate. He's 1 for 3 in this game. He was 1 for 3 in game 1. He also scored a run in game 1, and since he's the Geno's player of the game, just stop out at Geno's tomorrow and mention Ben Boda and get yourself a free appetizer. Here's the wind in the pitch. It's outside for a ball. And we have a pinch runner for Timon, and that's Lucas Costley. He will probably stay in as the extra hitter. There's the pitch. Fouled out of play on the right side. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. So Boda goes down on strikes. That's the first Cavalier to go down on strikes in game 2. Brings up Connor O'Reilly. O'Reilly singled his last time up. And then his courtesy runner, Xavier Bemnister, did come around and score eventually. And a call strike. 2 runners on. 2 down. And a ground ball down the third base line, and third baseman fields it with his foot on the bag for the force at third. And so O'Reilly is on a fielder's choice. And for the Cavaliers, no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors, and 2 were left on base. We've played 5.5, and it's the Cavaliers 13 and the Sturgeons 4. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
To get your lawn or garden to perform at attracting what you want, you first need to know what your soil is working with. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, serving Western Wisconsin.
New pitcher for the Cavaliers is Drew Wathke. He's had an appearance. Actually, he's had a couple of appearances. He does have a win on the season. He has a 1-0 record. He's only thrown an inning and 2/3. He's given up 3 hits, but he has not given up any runs. Walked 1, struck out 1. One of the hits that he gave up was a double. And I think this is his to finish. Now Wathke has, and I remember noticing this the first time he threw, he's got a little bounce in his motion. About the time he turns his hips, he's got a little bit of a hop, especially when he's coming through with his fastball. It's like he gets a little extra pop on that fastball with that. Leading off for the Sturgeons in the bottom of the 6th inning is A.J. Schemenauer. He got on an error by Caden Erickson his first time up, and then eventually came around and scored. Wathke delivers. Curveball, and it doesn't find the plate. He's got a big bending curveball. Wathke into his motion. Ground ball. Foul. Down the third base side. Wathke looking in, starts his motion. That one was a 59-foot curveball. Little too much of the bottom dropped out of that one. 2 balls and a strike. Wathke winds and fires. High fastball. 3-1 to A.J. Schemenauer. Fly ball out into center field. Luke Erickson moving over, and he makes the catch. Takes us back to the top of the order, Evan Dennis. Dennis is 0 for 3 in this game. Popped out, flew out, and struck out. He was 0 for 3 in game 1, struck out, and struck out. First pitch was a ball. Wathke winds, fires, missed outside. Dennis steps in, and the pitch. Line shot, snagged by Kapanke over at first for the out. 2 down, and up steps Austin Sikora. Sikora has 1 official at bat in this game, and that one he went down looking. He's also walked and been hit by the pitch. And the first pitch was off the plate for ball 1. That pitch missed just outside. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and a strike. Wathke winds and fires. That one's low for ball 3. Here's the wind in the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Or check that. That's only strike 2. Now it's a full count. And that one's in the dirt. Tristan Hobley coming to the plate. He's 2 for 2 today in game 2. Single to right, single to left. He has scored a run. Chop that one foul. Wathke peeks over his shoulder, and the pitch is low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wathke fires. Ground ball, foul. Down the third baseline. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Oh, it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Getting ahead of myself there. And the pitch. Fly ball out into left field, moving way back. It's going to find the fence. And around third, coming toward the plate. Here comes the throw. Wathke backing it up so nobody else can advance. And coming in to score was Sikora. So Wathke doubles to left field. And that makes it 13-5, Cavaliers on top. And Wathke delivers. It's high for a ball. And the pitch. That's a foul ball. And the pitch. Inside. Two balls and a strike to Bobby Soren. Fouled at the plate. Counts even at 2-2. Soren's 2 for 3 so far on this game. He singled and doubled. And foul out of play. And the pitch. It's in the dirt. Full count to Bobby Soren. And the payoff pitch. Foul back into the screen. One on, 2 outs. Full count to Bobby Soren. The payoff pitch. Fly ball out into center field, way back. It's off the fence. 1 run's in, and Soren checks in at second. So an RBI double for Bobby Soren makes it 13-6. That's going to bring up Jake Esslinger. Esslinger's doubled, struck out, and got on an error. Umpire is looking for some baseballs. And here's the pitch, swing and a miss, strike one. Esslinger chased that high heat. That was up eyeball level. And the pitch. That was a little bit low, but he golfs at it. Picked up at third, throw over to first in time for the out. Mueller scooped it up and made a nice throw over to Kapanke for the final out of the inning. But 2 runs for the Sturgeons on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 left on base. So we've completed 6, and it's the Cavaliers 13 and the Sturgeons 6. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Back here at Grudem Field in Jim Falls, Wisconsin, Rick Olson along with Dan Petchow and Monroe on the computer and Cassie Johnson-Nelson on the camera. We're heading to the 7th inning of our second game of our doubleheader. Cavaliers on top, 13-6. Looking to get through this inning and get out the brooms. And sweep this doubleheader. 10-0 winners in game 1. 13-6 leaders in game 2. Leading off for the Cavaliers, Luke Erickson. He's 0 for 1. He's been hit by the pitch twice in this game. Here's the pitch. Check swing. Strike called. I was going to say, eat your heart out, Tyler Herman. There weren't even that many games that he got hit more than once. Ground ball hard, foul down the first baseline. Cavaliers will be back in action Wednesday night at Carson Park as they take on the Holman Features. Fly ball out into right field is going to fall in for a base hit. Erickson checks in at first. And that brings up Josh Garcia. Garcia's 1 for 4. He singled and scored in his first at-bat of this game. He got into a field, or grounded into a fielder's choice and has gotten on by error. Ground to the pitcher. And they got him at second. So, Garcia grounds into a fielder's choice. Pitcher to second. And Erickson was out at second. That brings up Caden Erickson. Erickson is 1 for 2 in this game. Three for 4 on the day. Hard shot to second. Flip to short for 1. Throw over to first. They say they got him. Space umpire kind of likes that call, I think. So, Erickson grounds into A 4-6-3 double play. And the Cavaliers go down with no runs, no hits, or one hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We've completed 6.5, and it's the Cavaliers 13 and the Jim Falls Sturgeons 6. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-2 and the Northern Light Webcasting Network bring you some tough semi-pro gridiron action. Our next broadcast will be on Saturday, June 10th, when we will bring you the Eau Claire Cowboys taking on the Midwest Warriors from Simpson Field on the UW Eau Claire campus. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-2 begins with Cowboy Kickoff at 3:35 p.m. That's live Eau Claire Cowboy football on Saturday, June 10th on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2.
So we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Dan, it's been a long day of baseball.
Yeah, a little toasty out here. Good thing we're inside, though. The players got to be out in the sun, though.
And we have a fan blowing a breeze on us. I do feel for Cassie up on top. She does have an awning that she's under, but it's pretty toasty out there. So, bottom of the 7th coming up. This is the last chance for the Jim Falls Sturgeons. And Ryan Krummenauer is going to get things started. We got a pinch hitter for Krummenauer.
Number 13.
And it's Joe Blum. And the pitch just hits the front of the plate and bounces about a mile high. Drew Wathke on the mound. Gave up a couple runs last inning. Hard shot out into right field. And Blum is on. And he got a nice rousing applause from his teammates in the dugout. That brings up Mitch Howard. Howard is 0 for 3, struck out looking twice. And he grounds it over to short. Boda loses his footing but gets the ball over to second to Erickson for the putout. And Howard grounds into a fielder's choice, 6-3, or 6-4, I should say. Pete Thaler at the plate. Thaler's 0 for 2, went down looking and then grounded out to first. Shot out to left field, it's fair. Rounding second, coming into third, and sliding into third is Mitch Howard. Thaler is safe at first. That's going to bring up A.J. Schemenauer. So, Mitch Howard at third, Pete Thaler at first, one out. And that pitch just missed. Ball one. And the pitch. Fly ball. That's deep out into left field. It burned him out there. One run is in. Thaler checks in at third as A.J. Schemenauer doubles to left. And heading out to the mound is Cavalier manager Ryan Bemninster, and he's telling people, just settle down. Settle down. You still got a good lead. 13-7.
Yeah, see if they can maybe do a little defense here and try to get a double play.
It'd be kind of tough since runners are at second and third.
Oh, yeah,
and Ryan said everything he wanted to say and heads back in. There's the pitch. That just missed. Wathke delivers. Ground ball to Kapanke at first. He steps on the bag. Run comes in for Evan Dennis. So 2 down. Dowler came in and scored. Schemenauer is on third. At the plate is Austin Sikora. And the pitch outside. Here's the wind and the pitch. Fly ball out into center field. Getting back is Luke Erickson. He makes the catch, and that's the ball game. So for the Sturgeons that inning, they do pick up 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no Cavalier errors, and 1 was left on base. Final score, Cavaliers 13 and the Sturgeons 8. We'll be back when we talk a little baseball on Talkin' Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
You've been watching NLWN-TV's presentation of Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball live on the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Talkin' Baseball, with a look back at today's game. Time now for Talkin' Baseball, with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game, presented by Mama Squirrels Cleaning and more. And now, back out to the ballpark.
And we're back here at Grudem Field, and find the brooms, Cavaliers, as they sweep a doubleheader against the Jim Falls Sturgeons in Game 2. The Cavaliers picked up 13 runs, and pardon me while I count these up here, on 1, 2, 3, 4, let's see here, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 hits. So 13 runs on 11 hits. The Cavaliers in this game committed 1, 2, let's see here, 2 errors. And for the Sturgeons, they picked up 8 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hits. So they got 8 runs on 10 hits, and they committed, let's see, 2, 3, and they committed 3 errors. So 8 runs, 10 hits, 3 errors. The winning pitcher in Game 2 was Tyson Woodcock, and the losing pitcher was Trevor Bowie. And shortly, we will have Cavalier manager Ryan Bedminster come to talk with us on Talkin' Baseball, and we're going to take a brief time out till we get Ryan up here and have a chance to chat with him. You're tuned to Talkin' Baseball. Well, no, we're not going to send it away. We're going to have Ryan grab that microphone, and we'll be ready to. Oh, there's a lot of slack on that. It's just hiding behind the table.
Okay, no, I wanted to be closer to you anyways.
Oh, I'll see. What a deal, I tell you. So we are talking with Ryan Bedminster, and Ryan, hey, did you bring your brooms?
I did. It was a good way to get back on track after Wednesday. The boys came out. I don't know how warm it was, but it was damn warm out there. Pitching showed up, and in both games. And then what we said right away is that the difference between Wednesday and tonight was the aggressiveness at the plate. I mean, we had everybody hit the ball everywhere in the field. I mean, it was Game 1 and Game 2.
Yeah, and even if they didn't fall in for hits, there were some good, solid times when guys barreled up on the ball. It just went into somebody else's glove.
Yeah, I had that conversation with actually Luke Erickson, who's having a little bit of a hang your head time of day, and I mean, he's hitting the ball hard, putting it in play, looking for their pitch, and finally this second game we got him on the board with the base hits right, which he felt really good about, which is good.
The guy I feel bad for is Cole Time, and he hit a number of good hard shots out into the outfield, but again, just right into somebody's glove.
Yeah, and it's tough luck for him right now because he is hitting the ball hard. He's seeing the ball well. He's hitting the ball hard. He's just getting underneath each of the pitches that he was seeing. But what he's lacking in hitting right now, which is going to come around anyways, he makes up in the leadership in that dugout and behind home plate. It's just it makes no difference to me.
And what a gem of a game Lucas Costley pitched in Game 1. He went the distance. Granted, it was a 10-run shortened game, but only shortened 1 inning. And it was he threw a 2-hitter.
Yeah, he threw really well. That's kind of when we give him the ball. That's exactly what we expect every single time when he's on the mound.
Hey, these folks here in Jim Falls know how to help us out and make us feel really good.
You know how to stop it.
We're getting some dogs here.
I always jump in to try to get in on it. Get one more for you.
Okay. And so, yeah, they just brought us a bunch of dogs, and we're in good shape. But Lucas Costley, 2-hit game, and then I was pleasantly surprised. Tyson Woodcock threw well for 3 innings, which is kind of what this was a kitchen sink game. If I looked at it the way you handled it, and it was more rather than starting pitcher, he was more of an opener.
Yes, and we told him that from the get-go. Once we saw how Lucas was throwing in the first game, you always have a plan when you come to the fields, and it usually blows up in your face. So that's what it did in the first game because Lucas looked so good. So we told Tyson, you already warmed up, you're ready to roll. You're going to throw the first 2 or 3, let me know how you're feeling. He comes out on the third, he gives me the I'm done sign. By that time, Jalen was already down in the bullpen warming up. Jalen got the next 2. Jalen came in, he gave me the I'm done sign. Right? He was already warming up when he came in.
Jalen can bring some heat.
Yes, he can. The guy can mix it up, throws hard. He's got 3 or 4 pitches that work for him all the time. It's a nice little weapon to have in our arsenal.
At the risk of sounding like a broken record, but doggone it, Campbell Kapanke comes through again with another extra base hit.
Yeah, that's all he does.
Yeah. You're right. It's all he does. Josh Garcia had a good day today, 2 for 4 in the first game, and then he was 1 for 5 in the second game, but 2 of those were fielder's choices, and 2 of them he got on errors, which, to me, when you get on an error, you can't count it as a hit, but it means you're hustling.
Yeah, and that's the kind of thing that Josh brings to the plate here, of course, is just the speed. He's going to make every single play a close play. So he's going to force guys into rushing the ball, which is going to force him to make an errors, and which is going to force him to be on base. And once he gets on base, he's got the steal sign from you.
And Dan even made the comment that he always gets a good jump on whoever's pitching, and that tells me he's also studying that pitcher when he's on deck. He's studying the pitcher. He's already thinking about what am I going to do when I'm going to get on base.
Yeah, he also sometimes just runs before the pitcher throws the ball, which happened twice today.
Yes.
which
one burned him.
I finally get to say that on microphone. They were giving him a lot of earfuls in the dugout for it, too. He's not going to live that down for a couple of days. But no, he reads the ball really well, reads the pitcher really well, and we can make fun of him because it's easy.
And he had a good day.
And he had a good day.
If it was a really rough day. And nice job by Jack Redwine. That white building over there was trembling, and that ball was heading that way.
Yeah, he got a hold of that one. He was I think he had a couple of hits today, the home run being the one, but on the other ones that he had good at-bats.
Well, he put one off the wall out in center field.
Yep. So, he was there, and he knew it. You can kind of feel it. It's a warm day. It's not a big field. And he just got a hold of that one.
Well, we were also talking about him before he ever got a hold of that. Like his first at bat in game one, we were saying, he just has the build of a guy that when he gets his bat on track, look out because the long ball's going to come flying.
Yeah, and the nice thing is with his build, you look and say maybe it's feast or famine, but it's not. He's going to hit for average too. We saw that putting in the gappers and everything, and he works at the plate. I think he drew a walk or he got hit by a pitch or something. He's a smart baseball player.
Well, who didn't get hit by a pitch today?
There's a couple guys that didn't get hit, but thank God for that.
We even accused them of going to the Tyler Herman School of Hitting. And
there was a lot of hits batsmen, especially in the second game. But I think the Heat gets everybody, and I've said this about every team, but Jim Fellows does too. They only won a few games last year. They're better this year. They had two good pitchers they threw out there against us. They kept it mixed up, and I was talking to one of their players in between the innings, and I said, realistically, we played 13 innings here, and 4 of them was the ones that we won. And that's how we won the 2 games. We didn't beat you 13 innings. We beat you in 4, and that's how we did it.
Right.
And they're a good team. It's a good team. It's a fun team to play. Yeah.
Well, congratulations. Doubleheader sweep, 10-0, 13-8. And now it's the Holman features on Wednesday.
Yes. Looking forward to Holman. We played them last year, and it was a good game last year. I think that's a team we could see in the WBA also, if I'm correct on that one.
I think it's possible.
Yeah, and we're not going to take it lightly. We're going to throw, if you notice the 2 guys we didn't throw today, they'll be the ones that are going to be throwing on Wednesday. We'll make that decision who gets it first, if it's going to be Xavier, if it's going to be Andrew, and we're hoping those 2 guys can just split it and we can get out of that one in 7. That'd be nice.
Okay. That'd be terrific. Well, congratulations on the doubleheader sweep, and we will see you on Wednesday. Thank you to Ryan Bemnister for joining us on Talkin' Baseball, and we'll be back to wrap things up right after this timeout. You're tuned to Talkin' Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
If I could be you, and you could be me, for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize, and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
And we're back here at Grudem Field in Jim Falls. Rick Olson along with Dan Petchow and Monroe, Cassie Johnson-Nelson. Dan, your final thoughts on this one?
Yeah, it's kind of what we thought this game would be today. Sturgeons have some good players. Cavs just a little too much today for them. And bats came alive kind of late in both games, but enough to get the 2 wins. And now we're off to Eau Claire.
Yep, on Wednesday we will have a game against the Holman Features. And so make sure that you join us on Wednesday. That's June 7th on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-TV as we bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Holman Features from Carson Park in Eau Claire. Coverage begins at 6:30 p.m. with the In the Dugout show, followed by all the play-by-play action. Also, don't forget to join us on NLWN-2 for exciting Eau Claire Cowboy football. Next game will be Saturday June 10th, when the Cowboys host the Midwest Warriors from Simpson Field at UW Eau Claire. Cowboy kickoff starts at 3:30 p.m. with live play-by-play action following. The Eau Claire Cavaliers want to remind veterans of the United States military that they get a lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games simply by coming to Carson Park with your veterans identification, and the Cavaliers will be happy to issue you your lifetime pass. It's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service. Our Geno's player of the game today was Ben Boda, and in the third inning of game one, Ben scored. And so that means when you stop out at Geno's Pizza tomorrow and mention Ben's name, you get a free appetizer for your table. That's limited one appetizer per table, but you get a free one courtesy of Ben Boda by scoring that run in the third inning. That's at Geno's Pizza, right by the intersection of I-94 and Highway 93. I would like to remind you that today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game has been brought to you by Geno's Pizza, right next to Action City near the intersection of Highways 93 and I-94. Midwest Environmental Consultants, lawn care and soil testing experts for Western Wisconsin. The Goat Coffee House at 336 Water Street for good coffee and great sandwiches. And Ann has discovered really terrific croissants as well. Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax, comfort food the way Mom used to make it. Menominee Eye and Optical with quality personalized care for you and your family. Mama Squirrel's Cleaning and more, ready to get your house sparkling. Your Napa Auto Parts store at 3580 Mall Drive in Eau Claire, and Royal Credit Union, where they're different in a good way. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. For Dan Petschow, Ann Monroe, and Cassie Johnson Nelson, this is Rick Olson. Final scores once again in Game 1, it was Cavaliers 10 and Jim Falls Sturgeons nothing. And in Game 2, it was the Cavaliers 13 and the Sturgeons 8. Get out the brooms because it's a Cavalier sweep, and you've been tuned to Talkin' Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
You've been watching Talkin' Baseball, a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. This has been a production of NLWN-TV.